Hello everybody, this is Darksiders with another live video commentary, and today I'm going to be talking about all the attributes on Darksiders 2 and what they offer and like how they help give you an edge in battle, because there's been a lot of confusion in the Darksiders community about what thorns are, this and that, so I'm going to try and clear the confusion with what I know. So I might not be accurate on a few things, but you know, there hasn't been a video like this made yet, so I hope this helps, guys. So since I'm on my crit build, let's just start with crit stats. Basically, if I go on my crit stats, 68% chance of laying a critical hit, and I'm dealing plus 255%. So basically, my primary weapons, my size, if I lay a critical hit, I'm dealing an extra 355% damage than I normally would, and that's same with my glaive. So that's basically what crit stats are. So it's all the extra damage you're dealing with the melee. So that's for melees, and that counts towards your Harbinger side of your skill tree. Because the crits, they don't count anything towards your Necromancer abilities. That's why you're better off not filling this tree at all. So I've filled up pretty much my whole Harbinger tree, except these. But I've got one of everything at least. That's what crit stats are. So now let's jump into Arcane crit stats. Basically, I haven't touched my Arcane stats at all because it is a crit build, so I don't see why I would. Basically, Arcane crit stats are basically to do with your Arcane abilities. So if I have, like on my Arcane build, I have Frenzy, and I've got 107% chance of laying a critical chance, so I don't miss crits. So every time I use Frenzy, I'm dealing an extra 395% damage, and that is with every strike. So that's what that is, and that can go. That's what the same with any other numbers, higher or lower, whatever. And I can go defense is basically how much damage you can take. Strength in weapons, so if I had on my side 62 strength, that would carry the damage on to my secondary weapon when I do an attack with my secondary. So I've got strength at 77, so every time I do a combo, I hit someone with my glaive, then as soon as I switch to my sides, I've got 77 plus strength bonus there. So that's what strength is. And in armor, strength is just like the strength of the armor. I mean, you don't want soft armor. That a sword would go through straight. Well, that's not good armor. If you have loads of health, that basically means within your health bar, that green bar, you've got more health, so it'll be harder for your health to be cut down. And that's basically the same with your Wrath. Arcane altogether just counts towards your Necromancer abilities. Resistance is how much damage you can take, so it's linked with defense. So defense and resistance are a really strong combo for armors. So resistance, because on my execution build, my resistance is so high that if a normal corrupted person hits me, it don't take any health off my health bars. Because what I'm doing with my execution build is, my Arcane build and my crit build are basically not realistic, and they're just so overpowered. So that's that's the point of the execution build. It's to make everything seem more real, so I can have more fun, and it can be, every boss can be a little bit more competitive than what they are already. Primary and secondary weapon, that's just like your overall stats, like how good they are in generals. So like if you had loads of fire damage, my primary stats would be higher. Damage per second is how much damage you're dealing, but if I lay a crit chance, I'm dealing 255% more damage. Health and Wrath regain, which is on the Angel of Death pack, it's like Wrath's it's like health steal basically, except for the fact health steal is much more effective. So I recommend you put health steal on all the time. Same with wrath steal. So I say like on my arcane build, my wrath steal's at 30. So every time with my size I hit someone or slash them with my size, I'm getting 30 points of wrath back, which is really effective with those abilities like frenzy. Experience is what you want to be stacking up at every time you start. This is what experience does. Oh, sorry, I've got a really runny nose. Weather in the UK, tell me about it. It's horrible. Experience basically, so if you want to unlock the Reaper form quicker and all your abilities, that's what experience is. So it lets you unlock all your abilities quicker. So right at the start, you don't get your Reaper. You don't get things like Redemption and Death Grip, they just come when they come. But other things like Reaper and Reaper Form Plus and everything, you're going to get all that through experience. So, where's it gone? Stack as much up of that as you can to give you the edge in next battles that you'll have. Oh, bye. Like, because here I don't have any experience because, well, 0 out of 1, 2, 3, 6, 3. Well, because I'm level 30, so I don't need any experience. Waste, useless attribute there. Trying to see what else I haven't covered. Wrath cost and health cost. So basically, if you're buying something, I think it's to do with this. If you're buying something from a merchant or whatnot, if you buy something that has health or wrath, if I have this equipped and I buy something with wrath, it'll cost less by -2%. So I mean, if you're the type of person who wants to save up as much money as possible, stack up your health and wrath cost. And thorns, I'm not too sure what these are. I think it's the spikes coming out of the pauldron, and it's just like the strength is there. So if I'm right, thorns and strength, one happy combo right there. So fire damage is just fire damage and like all the. So every time you hit someone with, if I had this equipped, fire will come out. I can just show you now, in fact. And I have the lightning equipped on mine, so that's fire, and that's a lot of fire. I have lightning on mine, just because I prefer lightning. And then if you have ice damage, you can actually freeze your enemies. Same with shock damage, frost damage even. But I mean, ice damage is a bit annoying because it freezes up your enemies, and when they come out, they can get a cheap shot on you. And I just find ice damage cheap, so I don't want to use ice. I don't like to use ice damage. It won't work with a crit build number 1 and 2. Why does death need to use ice damage? I mean, death just goes in. There, end of story. Why do you want to freeze someone up? But yeah, that's that. And Be the Fire. All these abilities like Be the Fire, Lich like lightning. It's just basically lightning and fire, but it's just as a special ability to make it seem cool. Bloodlust. So if I'm taking damage and if I'm getting bullied and beaten, the attacks of these gauntlets you'll become more ferocious and dish out more damage. Aegis Burst is basically